Okay, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. This is a review from grade 6, so we should already know this. And what we basically do when we're finding area is if I have, say, a 2 by 3 shape, that means it's 2 centimeters by 3 centimeters, or 2 meters by 3 meters. What happens is to find the area, you just take the size and multiply. Because it's 2 and you have by 3. So I end up with 6, and we'll call them meters squared. It's just side times side. So in this case here, when we're looking at any type of square or rectangle, it literally is just 34 times 18, 34 times 18, and it's 612 meters squared. This one here, it's just 56 times 67, 56 times 67, and it's 3,752, and it's meters, again, squared. Here's one thing when you get to a parallelogram. It's exactly like a rectangle or a square where you take a side times a side. Only difference is we don't want to do anything with that. Because if I take this little here, and if I move it over to here, what you would get is you get a rectangle that is 32 by 13. And so what you're doing on these ones when you go to parallelogram is you are, let's go back to what you would see, is you're taking the length of the side, not the diagonal length, parallelogram, that runs like this, and you times it by the height. So 32 times 13, 32 times 13. And you get 416, and these are millimeters squared. Same thing here. Don't do the diagonal. You're just taking the length and the height. 21.3 times 42.4, 21.3 times 42.4, and I get 903.12, and again, these are millimeters squared. Okay, so straightforward for all of the parallelograms, rectangles, squares, side times side. Just don't take the diagonal. And that idea of not taking the diagonal also helps out when we're doing triangles. Okay, I'm adding triangles in, but what you need to understand is a triangle. Take a look, and I go like this. I do have a 12 by 18 rectangle when I end up doing here to here, except what happens is the triangle is half that of that rectangle. So I take the 12 times 18 and I divide it by 2. Of course, ignore the diagonal. So I go 12 times 18 divided by 2, and I get 108 meters. Again, they're squared. The key that most people forget is they forget to divide by 2 when they're doing triangles. Okay. In this case here, ignore the diagonal. I want straight up and across. So I'm going to take 27 times 14, and again it's a triangle, so divide it by 2. 27 times 14 divided by 2, and I get 189, and it's decimeters squared. Okay? So all of these shapes are very similar. Understand the main point of the triangle. Don't forget to divide by 2. And when we're dealing with triangles and parallelograms, please ignore the diagonals and take it to the up and down measurements. What I do want to, I wasn't going to do anything with circles, but for some strange reason, when I put them all together, some people still think that they need to do RDCA with triangles and rectangles. No, if I'm doing rectangles and triangles, it's side times side. And of course, triangles divided by 2. Only time you do RDCA, and I do it as soon as I see a circle, that's the only time I'm looking at RDCA. So yeah, the radius is 14. The diameter is 28. Oh, centimeters. Circumference is 28 times, again, that special number pi, 3.14. 28 times 3.14, and I get 87.92. And then the area, remember area is pi r squared. So again, take that 3.14, and now take two radiuses, times 14 times 14. 3.14 times 14 times 14, and I get 615.44 centimeters up here, but these guys down here are centimeters squared. Okay, that is pretty much all the shapes that we're going to look. No, it is. That's all the shapes we're going to look at when we're doing area. Okay, and that's that.